part 3, a full guide with live examples and a general time-based model. If you haven't already, watch part 1 and part 2, but this is the final part. All my exclusive videos like draws on liquidity, my own personal model, that's all in my Discord. I recommend you to watch ICT and Sham and Romeo's courses, which I have a full guide and a full guide for you to start trading and go through Romeo's entire leaked courses for free on my Discord. Anyway, I'll be going through the highest probability setups that you should be taking each time. And I'll be giving you reasons on why your low probability setups never work. And you can guarantee go back to all of your high probability setups and see this exact thing. So what is it? So today's agenda is going to be talking about timing, manipulation, turtle soup, confluence, and execution. What you should already know. So based on the last two videos, this is enough to become fully profitable alongside ICT concepts, Romeo and Sham. But what is turtle soup? The importance of turtle soup. How turtle soup works on the higher time frames, which is CRT. What is CRT? What are the protocols when looking for CRT? And how to frame trades, high RR trades, which ties into how to trade the second candle of the 3-candle model, which is the turtle soup, and then using the sequence for entry systems. And I want you guys to know, before I go on to the next slide, these 3 videos are all the videos you need to become profitable, plus an entire guide on how to learn ICT concepts with Romeo and Sham, which is enough to make you profitable, which has made some of my friends profitable within 4 months. Profitability doesn't come from the strategy, and the technical analysis does play a huge part, but it's just finding a strategy and just backtesting it and forward testing it, refining it over time so you understand your edge and refining your psychology with market experience. It's your psychology and just being able to stick to a certain trading plan with your edge and having good market experience so you understand how it plays out in different market conditions. And that can only be done through backtesting, forward testing, and journaling. And obviously you need to be at the notebooks, writing notes, internalizing these thoughts. But make sure it's not just the strategy. It's about the market experience and the actual application you put into the chart. Anyway, elements to a high probability trade setup. Every one of your best trades will look like this, 100% guaranteed. Backtest this and you'll find out. So we have a range. This can be any price range. And this is a line chart, but I will give you CRT analysis where you can visualize it, right? Then we get manipulation. Price, after the manipulation time occurs, manipulates and turtle soup some form of liquidity, which is this pre-manipulation liquidity pool, and this also pre-manipulation liquidity pool, which acts as a key level because it's on the higher time frame. Let's say it's like a previous day key level, or there could be like a fair value gap or break or anything here. But we wait for manipulation. We manipulate and turtle soup at a key level, and I normally wait for SMT and wait for our entry criteria to the downside, right? So how to frame elements to a high probability setup. Number 1, plan the higher time frame key level. Mark the manipulation time and mark the pre-manipulation liquidity pool. 2 and 1 are more important than 3. Mark the manipulation time and plan the key level and pre-manipulation liquidity pool. So this is the key level. Let's just say it for purposes. This is the key level. This is the pre-manipulation liquidity pool, and this is the manipulation time. So we have the manipulation time. We then manipulate at the manipulation time and take out a form of liquidity and turtle soup, the pre-manipulation liquidity pool, and the previous manipulation liquidity pool, which acts as a higher time frame key level, which can then act as a catalyst to reverse for distribution. Manipulation time. Manipulate into a key level whilst turtle souping pre-manipulation liquidity pool and some form of liquidity before reversing. For MMXM, this could be a higher time for a fair value gap. any higher time frame fair value gap is just a lower time frame turtle soup. So anytime you get a reaction off of a higher time frame imbalance and then a smart money reversal, that looks exactly like this. So a high probability smart money reversal for MMXM or for the sequence or anything you want to call it, it looks exactly like this. So if you master being able to train the eyes whilst looking at this, you'll master the markets. So framing a trade setup. As explained in the previous video, the market delivers price in both trends and ranges. That can be presented in three forms: accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. The power of three, or AMD, right? It is our job to catch the distribution move. And before every distribution move, there's a manipulation. And in every manipulation, there's a turtle soup. So you see how before every huge high probability trade, before any high probability distribution trade, there's always gonna have to be manipulation. And there's always gonna have to be a turtle soup prior to an expansion. That is the rule. An expansion has to happen because of market buying at a lower price to then act as a catalyst to reverse, or vice versa. And that is turtle soup. Every expansion has to happen because of turtle soup. So we get manipulation, but now we have manipulation time. So we wait for the manipulation time to open, which are normally sessions, and we also judge the higher time frame bias and draw liquidity. Then we take out some form of liquidity at a key level prior to the distribution in the opposite direction. Once we see this, I wait for a SMT in the sequence for my entry criteria, and the turtle soup on the higher time frame is the CRT being turtle souped. I confirm that to drop to the lower time frame CRTs to refine where I'll enter, right? This is an example here. Liquidity pool, a low. Manipulation, we manipulate whilst turtle souping that low at a key level and a key time before distributing, and vice versa. A high, we turtle soup that high at a key level at manipulation time prior to the reversal. So this is just a quick example. I don't really use fair value gaps because I know if it's a high probability CRT, then there'll always be a key level on the other side, on the left side or the right side, depending on if we're bullish or bearish. But this is a higher time frame key level, a higher time frame fair value gap. And you see we've engineered liquidity, lower resistance liquidity, which can be acting as accumulation. We get the manipulation and the distribution. Even though we come down, we distribute again, right? And you can clearly see it in CRT form. This is the manipulation line. I'll go on the next slide. You'll be able to see it clearly. But these are all 1 hour candles, right? So the manipulation time opens. We manipulate wick below previous candle, which is turtle souping previous candle. We turtle soup previous candle, and all this engineered liquidity, all this pre-manipulation liquidity at a key level prior to an expansion in the opposite direction. And this is a beautiful three candle model. First candle, second candle, the turtle soup, and the third candle has enough room to distribute to this high. For example, these are all pre-manipulation liquidity, pre-manipulation liquidity, pre-manipulation liquidity, pre-manipulation liquidity. All low resistance liquidity that gets taken out. Manipulation time opens. As we manipulate down, it takes out all this form of liquidity. It turtle soups liquidity at manipulation, which happens at a key level. And I entered on the second candle here. And to enter on the second candle, I go to the lower time frame CRTs, and I see a 15-minute candle gets turtle souped. And now I'll enter on the third candle of the 15 candle, 3 candle model, and that confirms the directional bias for this candle to go up and to wick below this price. So manipulation time, we manipulate and then we turtle soup into a key level prior to reversing in the opposite direction. These measure on liquidity, the 15-minute high and the 1 hour CRT high. And clearly, boom, I wait for my entry sequence, order block, entry there, stop at mean threshold of this order block here. See first TP here, second TP here, boom, beautiful trade. Beautiful.